Yes, boss. Shit, man. Villains aren't born, they are created over time. This is one of them topics I had parked up for a hot minute, man. Good to be back, man. Good to see you guys a whole nother week, man. So here's the deal. In life, I know some people may believe like, yo, these people or some people, they're just so evil and they must have been born that way. Here's the deal. I'm not saying some people can't be born evil. Not saying that that's not possible. But to my understanding, I believe people do become evil over time. You get what I'm saying? It's a mixture of different things, like what's your upbringing like, or what were you exposed to as a child. You get what I'm saying? I don't think everybody is born evil. You feel me? It's just like, example, if you ever seen that movie, The Incredibles, right? I never seen like the other parts, but I remember from the first part, Mr. Incredible was a superhero. Then you had that little kid who loved him. Since he was a child, I think they call him Buddy Pine. Because Mr. Incredible rejected him and said he doesn't want a sidekick. Yo, I don't need a sidekick. That actually broke that kid down. You get what I'm saying? And I think that's where his villain stage was created. So it's just like example. I'm pretty sure you heard this before. Very common. Oh, dude used to be a good, humble dude until a female broke his heart. Then he became what? A dog afterward. That's where his villain stage began. Here's the deal. In life, remember this, bro. Everything is a choice, dog. Somebody can harm you and break you down today. It's a choice if you're going to turn evil tomorrow. Somebody could rob from you today. It's a choice if you want to turn around and start robbing other people. Never end up like what broke you or the people that harmed you. You get what I'm saying? There's always light at the end of the tunnel if you believe it'll be that way. But I'm here to tell you, just because certain things you went through might have probably broke you or put you in a certain state, doesn't mean you have to turn for the worse. It's just like, example, look at the Joker, right? The Joker, speaking as in like Joaquin, right? His villain stage started because the things that he wanted for the world, like joy, happiness, those type of things, it became like a thing of the past. Mental health wasn't something that people really cared for. Well-being. He started seeing these type of things. That's where he started switching up. So I'm here to tell you, like, yeah, everybody does have certain things that they go through. But it's not a reason to change who you are or be that or change into something for the worse. Example as well, like the system fails failures in the system. Excuse me. Not doing the right things. It's like, understand this, right? Sometimes people get rid of a good heart or they decide to pick up evil because they see that, yo, being a villain or being evil, it gets me certain things. It gets me to the land of milk and honey faster. What does being good get you? Remember, I stated this in another video. There are some people who learn these things. You know what? Being good, what do I really get from it? People know me as a good person, but I don't get anything from it. There's a lot of people looking to get something at the end of the day. You feel me? Just understand that it's a choice out here. What do you want to be? You want to be evil? You want to be good? But because somebody did something evil to you, that's not a reason to become an evil person or change up who you are. You get what I'm saying? You could still remain a good person or a good-hearted person. You just have to know how to move accordingly. So here's the deal, right? Pain and trauma. First thing. Somebody experiencing pain, some form of trauma, that's going to lead them to probably change up who they are, change up their routine, or change up their normal flow of things. Because everybody knows pain is not something that feels good. Trauma is not something that feels good. You deal with it. You learn how to live with it. You learn how to maneuver through it. But there are some people, that's all it is that they know. That's all they experience. So that's why they speak that same language. So here's the deal. If you went through a situation that's traumatic, I'm not saying it's not going to leave a scar on you, but you have to remember that nobody's going to just harm somebody because they just harmed them. I'm not saying some people can't do it, but you have to be somebody of value or somebody who has a brighter future or a tomorrow in you for somebody that wants to break you or steal the light away from you. Think about it. That's why I said don't try to change or change into something that broke you, work on becoming better or getting back to yourself or or look into what went wrong. You feel me? It's just like example. Somebody could have been raped and abused their whole life. That doesn't mean that they have to now turn into a hoe. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying some people weren't raped and that's not the effects. Things happen. I'm not saying that, yo, it's your fault or whatever. No, nothing like that. What I'm saying is try to live above those demons, if that makes sense. If you know you went through something traumatic or something toxic or something that was screwed up to you, that doesn't mean you have to put somebody else through it. Give you an example, bro. I tell you this all the time. My mom used to abuse the shit out of me, dog. There's been numerous of times I could have got what I went through, I could have did it to a female. Never did that. Then I sit back and I look at certain shit. Yo, I could have really did a number to certain people. I didn't do it. Because why? Only hurt people. That's not an excuse because somebody hurt you. You go out there and you go screw somebody else over. Oh, this girl been cheating on me, I'm going to cheat on the next girl. You're not hitting the target, if that makes sense. That's why I never did certain shit. If a person hurts you, it wouldn't make sense to go hurt back that same person that did it to you. But at the same time, why would you want to pick up and hurt a bunch of innocent people that never did anything to you? That's where the saying hurt people come from. And in my honest opinion, that's weak, bruh. I'm not saying some people aren't deserving of certain things, but what I'm saying is you hurting somebody that never hurt you, that's like weak, dog. You feel me? I know some people may be deserving of certain things or they might have been rude or whatever, but it doesn't mean that you treat people or meet them with the same fuckery that somebody met you with. You feel me? Treat people the way you want to be treated. Whatever you put out there, I'm a firm believer that it comes back to you. So if you put out goodness or positivity, it's going to come back to you. You keep putting out the same negativity or harming people or doing negative, it's going to come back to you eventually. That's where some people, they cannot take the things that they've done to other people. They just try to lie their way out of certain situations. So understand this, right? Trauma and pain causes that, right? Also as well, being brought up in survival. I stated this before, and I'm pretty sure you heard this before. People raised on love move totally different from people raised on survival. If you were raised on love, guess what? You're not looking to harm anybody. You were raised with love. Love is of good. You get what I'm saying? Somebody raised in survival, it's like they're looking for the next come up. They're looking for their next meal or their next place to lay their head. Y'all got to find a way how to get away from the survival feeling. So a person in survival is way more prone to do something grimy and out of bounds just to get to the next level. Because why? They were raised in a survival-like mindset. So that's what it is. Now, another one, this is very important. Bad role models. There are some people growing up or out here that are adults now that had some shitty-ass examples of role models. Give you an example. Look at Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty just robbed Gucci Man. I know people like, yo, dog, you got to be dumb to do something like that. You got to take a step back and understand something. He said it in his lyrics. My first co-defendant was who? My father. So that means his first time getting locked up, arrested, ankle monitor, whatever, yeah, it came from him joining a lick with his father. So he was raised into this shit like, yo, my father was reckless. Yo, my father did dumb shit. That's all he knows. That's a programming. So that's why you'll see some people, dog, you do some dumb shit out here. Yeah, because they had horrible examples, horrible leadership, horrible role models, and they picked up into this shit. Because here's the deal. Sure enough that nobody has all the answers coming up. Some people learn things in a screwed up way, some people they don't. But what I'm telling you is some people are just trying to get to that end result. Yo, me being grimy, it got me the money that I was looking for. Me being grimy, it got me the women that I was looking for. Yo, me being grimy, it got me this. You got to understand something. Everybody has their game cut out for them. It's just what works for you. And what works for you, does it make sense? Are you harming somebody? Are you screwing somebody over? You got to understand that this stuff, it goes in different ways, man. So example, another one into that, right? Power, status, and entitlement. There are some people that see, yo, when it comes to being in a position of power, yo, you got status. I could do stuff with this. I have power. Why do you think, and why, like, that's why I use that example about the Incredibles. Why do you think that little kid wanted to become a superhero? Because he's seen what comes with it. The power, the respect, that was one small thing. But here's the deal. Pay attention to what I stated. His superhero kind of broke his heart by telling him, yo, I'm not doing a sidekick. Because of that, I'm going to become hell in your life now. Because you didn't give me what I asked for. You broke my dreams. You crushed my dreams. That's not a real reason, but understanding from that aspect, even though it's a movie, he was just a child. So because he was a child and he got his heart broken as a child, he held on to that same grudge up into adulthood. That's why I tell people, stop screwing people over. The people you screw over when you were like you get what I'm saying, way back in the days, how you know them people can't turn around and come harm you? Mind you, of everything that my mom did, I'm surprised I never turned out to be like a real deal crash out, dog. My mom did some foul shit to me, bro. And part of the reason as to why I stayed on the straight and narrow is because when you're raised in an island household, if you're out here being reckless and doing dumb stuff and you have some form of sense, your family members ain't gonna let you live that down. They getting on the phone call, they talking about you, they chatting you, this boy did this, he did this, that, and the third, whoopless boy. And bruh, to hear somebody down talk you before you even get a chance to run the race is a sucky ass feeling, and I don't like that. You feel me? Especially if I'm not deserving. I'm one of those type of people. I believe everybody deserves what they're due. You get your just dues. So if you've been a shitty ass person, you deserve a shitty ass outcome. You've been out here robbing and harming people, you deserve to have that come back to you. You've been working hard and being honest, that deserves to come back to you. That's how I think. That's how I move. That's how I live. But coming up in the world, you get a chance to understand, yo, that's not real reality. The good, they suffer for the bad. The bad, it seems like they're winning and they're getting rewarded. But here's the deal. We live in an evil world. These are little rules you got to understand and remember so you don't get caught up in the game. Or you know what? I used to be good. Now I'm going to become what? Evil. That's how villains are created. You got to stay sane within yourself and understand who you are. What have I been through to get to this point where I'm at? Is it worth it for me to turn around and switch up on who I've always been? Never go against who you were as a little kid, dog. Why do you think a lot of the things I went through, I'm able to withstand it? I made a lot of promises to myself as a kid. I made nonstop promises to myself that I'm not going to lose to a bum ass dude, or like when I say that meaning, because being black, dog, like it's no secret. You're going to go up against your own kind coming up in the world. The hardest stints I had was with my own kind, bruh. Black people, black men, bruh, making life harder than me. To see how some of these dudes got treated like they were kings or gods from early and they never deserved it, it put a chip on my shoulder. There's some people that get rewarded all day long and they don't deserve it. Then there's some people, they got screwed over and got the shitty end of the stick, and that's what caused them to turn evil. Never let people turn your heart cold, man. Always remember who you are at the end of the day and who that little person is before the world got to them or before the problems start hitting, because that's who you're doing it for. Be loyal to you and yourself at heart from when you were young. Put yourself in a great predicament. Don't choose evil because somebody broke you down that way. That's the point. For people to break you down so you can become like them. You be the person who breaks the cycle and choose success. Choose victory. Choose good. That being said, remember this. Words can help you. They can hurt you. But here on my channel, I am to uplift you because everybody's a champion. Nobody's a loser, man. 444 the world, man. Just understand this. Because it's an evil world that we live in, you don't have to switch up and become somebody totally different. Stay true to who you are from young. Stay true to who you are at heart. And I promise you everything will be A-okay. This is what builds grit. and people knowing, yo, that person is who they say they are. Yo, they 100, or they've been that way since elementary or middle school. There's some people that change like the weather. You want to be the person that remains solid. You feel me? 444 the world, man. Peace.